Red Bull were found guilty of an overspending breach in the 2021 season and are now considering their options. Red Bull's spending cap breach covered four key areas after they surpassed the FIA governing body's $145 million £114 million limit in 2021, reports claim. Christian Horner's team are now considering whether to accept an offer from the FIA to receive their penalty and admit guilt, or fighting any wrongdoing for which they have so far maintained innocence. Speculation has circulated the paddock surrounding the severity of punishment that the FIA will hand to Red Bull after they were found to have overspent in Max Verstappen's dramatic title win over Lewis Hamilton last season. And while Red Bull claimed they did not commit the minor overspending offense of less than 5% $7.25 million, it is claimed by Racing News 365 that there was a breach of around $1.8 million in the last campaign. The team were initially said to be well within their spending limits, but eventually breached the cap due to a variety of different factors. The report claims the largest total leading to the overspending was relating to tax credits and reimbursements. Red Bull were expecting a tax rebate from His Majesty's Revenue and Customs (HMRC), but that did not materialize, meaning $1.4 million was added to their total costs. Elsewhere, the team also eclipsed their budget after spending on spare car parts for the 2021 campaign, as well as the internal costs surrounding the exit of former head of aerodynamics Dan Fallows to Aston Martin and further catering costs. Express Sport has contacted Red Bull to clarify these reports. Red Bull were expected to discuss the fallout from the spending cap breach in a press conference on Friday. But De Telegraaf journalist Eric Van Haren has confirmed it will not take place as team principal Horner will first sit down with FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem. The FIA has already made a confidential accepted breach agreement offer to Red Bull, which specifies the penalty that would be handed out should they accept. Meanwhile, Red Bull's rivals have been calling for harsh penalties both financially and on the track. There is a belief within the paddock that a dangerous precedent could be set within the sport if the team is not appropriately punished. Seven-time world champion Hamilton believes F1 has reached a critical juncture, and the cost cap rules will be made redundant if an example is not made out of Red Bull. If they are relaxed with these rules, all the teams will just go over, Hamilton said. Spending millions more and only having a slap on the wrist is not going to be great for the sport. They might as well not have a cost cap in the future. Paddock pundit Ted Kravitz insists teams want Red Bull to be thrown out of this season's Constructors' Championship race due to their knock-on advantage gained from overspending. The other teams will demand that if there is a penalty to be meted out that it is both sufficiently harsh in a sporting way and in a financial way, and in a way that has an effect on Red Bull going into next season, Kravitz said, because even though we are talking about the budget cap for last season, what all the other teams are saying is this has a beneficial effect for Red Bull going into 2022, this year and 2023. So I think a lot of teams are thinking, well, if you can exclude them from this year's Constructors' Championship, which they are just about to win.